Welcome to the Tokened Up YouTube channel. We're doing a little bit of tournament coverage, kind of like a slice of life thing, what it's like going to a Heroclix event. I'm in Edmonton with our community up here. So our sister community in Lethbridge, which is 5 hours south of us past Calgary, is hosting an event with not one, not two, but 3 chase boosters, which is a pretty big deal for us up here. I think it's only going to be 3 or 4 rounds, no cut or anything like that. And it's got to be made with 150 points of collector's trove. A lot of cool stuff in there. And so we've already done a little bit of practice. Myself, Dylan, and Wade are going to go down there and have a bunch of fun. I think we're still waiting for Dylan to get the final confirmation that he's got the day off work, because we're trying to get down there. So we're going to get there this weekend, and we're going to bring you guys along the whole time. So it should be a lot of fun. We're doing our final practice bit tonight. We're doing the exact same restrictions as an event at our normal, gathering, and it should be a really good time. So we'll kind of keep you tuned in, let you go through the team building process with us. Right now, just to give you a brief glimpse, Wade has pulled the Collector, the Ultra Chase, and is on the fence about whether he wants to play a Hadari Yao team or a team around the Collector, and I believe he's leaning towards Hadari Yao. Dylan is rocking Colossus and Jugs. Should be just a real meat grinder of a team. I think he's got Harley Quinn on it right now, and maybe even the Iron Man. He seems to be going back and forth, but we'll find out what he decides to. And I'm rocking the big, all 150 points of Collector's Trove are in 150 point Thor. I'm calling it Big Thor, and we're pairing him with a bunch of support from Notorious. And I know that a lot of the support from that set didn't get a lot of the light of day, just because of when it got released, but I think it's really, really good, and it might be perfect for what we're doing here. So we're tuning back in. We just finished last night the Monday testing for the team. I went 0-3, but I was still really happy with how my team performed. We were just losing a couple points on goons, so we might need to switch out one person. Wade was doing really well with Hadari Yao. I think he only lost to Dylan at the very end. And then Dylan went 3-0. So we're really happy with our teams. Our community brought it with some competitive teams, so big shout out to them. And overall, we're feeling really confident. I've got to do a slight tweak on the team, and we're going to find out tomorrow, I think, if we're actually going to be able to make it. I think the plan is right now that I'm going to drive over to Dylan's, spend the night there, and then we're going to drive up in the morning. And I think Wade's just going with his family. It's like a little vacation. So we're all going to meet up there, and should be a really good time. Hopefully we can bring the pressure and really, just have some fun with it. It is the night before the event. I'm doing some kind of last minute preparations. I should be headed over to Dylan's here in an hour or two, and should be spending the night there. We may do some last minute testing when we're at his place, but I've finalized my team. I've made the switches. Big Thor, 150 points. Pegasus Cat. We're running the Jokester as our prime. The more I played with him, the more I loved him. He's never leaving the team. We've got Harlequin with Trick Arrows, and then we've got Perdegaton. Overall, we got a lot of support. We've got a lot of health in Big Thor. And thanks to Chthon on him, we've got a lot of damage. And I think Cap's going to do a good job of helping our Juggernaut matchup and just kind of shore up the team a little bit. Dylan's going through some very last minute team changes right now. He went 3-0 in the testing. He's done on par or better with any other team he's tested. And right now he's thinking he's got to shore up his matchup somewhere, and it's just switching things up last minute. So I really hope that he sticks with his guns, sticks with what's been working. Because we've put all the testing through the ringer, through the community, and then we did our own little testing, a week before that. So we've got some games with these teams, and that can be the difference of winning or losing, especially if you're at an event. Just being comfortable with what you're playing. And I don't think I'm going to be able to get a lot of footage on the day, because I haven't reached out to that shop to make sure I'm allowed to record, and a lot of people don't like being recorded last minute. So I think what we're going to do is I'm just going to take some pictures of all the different teams we faced, and I'm probably going to do something just like this afterwards and just kind of tell you guys how it went. I know they've got a great community, so it's going to be fun. We just got to go and do the thing. So we are finally on the road. It is 6 a.m. What time do we get on the road, Dylan?
5:50, 5:45.
So early wake-up call. But getting on the way to Lethbridge finally. Should take about 5 hours, you said? 5 hours?
Yeah. Roads are like this.
Yeah, I'll flip it around and get some of the roads as we're going, because it's not great. We got so much snow over the last 2 days. But hopefully we're going to do well. You confident in your team, Dylan? You're doing some last-minute changes, like last minute.
Yeah, it's the team. Depending on opponent matchups, I think confident to do hopefully at least top 3.
Yeah, so he's looking for top 3 finish. Got the big bros, Jugs and Colossus.
Yeah.
And then we're rocking Big Thor. Big old 150 points of Thor. Looks bad on paper, but it's been playing really well in person.
I'm excited for people's reaction of it.
Oh, bro, especially after I hit them with multiple man at the ROC.
Yeah.
Like,
Guys cooks.
Yeah, I don't know what they're going to think of me as a team builder if every time I come up with the next craziness. Alright. So we'll catch you guys once we're there. We'll do a little vlog action, and then hopefully we'll do some round recaps if we have time. They'll probably be after the fact, but it'll be fun. So stay tuned. What do you think of the drive so far?
It's been pretty good. Only 2 major accidents. One little slowdown with a semi-jackknifed up a hill. After trying to avoid a car, I think. But yeah, it's been pretty smooth sailing.
There we go. Now we made it. How you feeling?
We're here. It's nice to be landed and with some time to spare. Excited to see the guys. I play on their online tournaments a lot, so it's nice to play online with them, but in person is just a different feel. So
how do you feel about Lethbridge as like competitors?
Yeah, I think there's some strong players. Matt won our ROC in 2023, and he was runner-up last year, so he's a really good team builder. I'm excited to see what he cooked. He's usually a DC player, so we'll see how much 150 of Marvel throws a wrench in his DC plan. But how you feeling, Jabe?
I'm glad we made it. No one wants to drive 5 hours, just period. But you definitely don't want to go drive 5 hours and then lose. So
that is worst case.
Yeah, so listen to some good Dial H on the way over here. I know Degeneration Clicks has some saved podcasts for us we're going to listen to on the way back.
So a lot of Clicks content to listen to. Marty's just kind of nervous. Last time I played with these guys was in the ROC, and they were absolutely phenomenal to play with. A bunch of great people.
We didn't have time to do the round recaps there on the day, so I figured I'd just go ahead and record them now just so you guys knew how it went. The tournament was absolutely fantastic. I'm not going to spoil the results just yet, but needless to say, we did a really great job and our preparation came in clutch. The vibe of the atmosphere was phenomenal. I love playing with everybody there. I didn't ask anybody permission to use their name or anything like that, so I'm going to keep it ambiguous for the most part, or as much as I can anyway. But we did 4 rounds, no cut or anything, so just straight up, if you went 4-0, you took the whole thing, which meant there was going to be a lot of people at 3-1 and a whole bunch of people at 2-2. I think all in all we had 12 to 14 people, if my math is right. Maybe it's not, but it was a decent handful. I wouldn't say the room was packed or anything, but we had games going at every table. And it was just a really good time. All the teams were super unique. I don't think there was a mirror match anywhere. And my first round, which I took a picture of each of the teams, I should be able to put that up for you guys. My first round was against a really cool first appearance Wolverine team featuring the Legacy Molecule Man and Anti-Matter Eater Lad, or whatever his name is. Really, really cool team, but the core idea was to just pick up this Wolverine, which was at full points, by the way, and drop him and move him as many times as physically possible during the turn. Which sounds like it wouldn't be that effective, but he was equipped with Stormbreaker, so whenever he knocked you back, which happened every time he was placed, he would deal penetrating knockback damage. And so he was able to deal, I think, 7 points of damage without ever rolling dice on his first turn, rotating his whole team to me. And it was close. It was very, very close. I think we were within 40 points of each other or something. But very cool team. I took a picture of it not just for this, but so that I could play it in the future because it looks so much fun. So huge shout out to that team build. And then the second game, we played against Prime Iron Man. Prime Iron Man was the backup team I had if I didn't end up running Big Thor. So I had a lot of practice with Prime Iron Man. Pro tip, you can use, if you're on an outdoor map, you can use the Pim Particles one-shot, so that way he gets big and can see over everything, and then you can really surprise people with that big pulse wave. But basically the trick is that he wants to be as far from you as possible, and if he's in a straight line, he can do damage. The team we went up against was using Kraglin and the little baby Groot, which gives people next to him Guardians, and if you're a Guardian, you can shoot through Kraglin. So essentially, he runs up Kraglin, and then you can either running shot, or if you're close enough, just shoot normally. And then you can get a lot of extra squares between you, and that Iron Man will let you deal extra damage if you do that. And so, really good game. We slugged it out all the way to the end with Prime Iron Man versus Thor. I'd already been wrapped one time, because that big Thor, when you kill him, he goes all the way back to click 1. So he has an effective 18 clicks of health at minimum. And if you overshoot his damage when you KO him that first time, well, you're just out of luck. I just get more effective HP that way. And so it came down to the end of, I played a little bit more scared than I should have. I should have just kept swinging at him, but my dice weren't really helping, and he was hitting rollouts left and right. So that was probably the most effective use of that Iron Man I've ever seen, and played much, much better than I expected, especially because I killed his baby Groot very early, so he didn't even get to really use his gimmick more than once. but just good play by my opponent. I'm glad my team was able to stand up to it. And I think that Prime Iron Man ended up getting the most points overall in the whole tournament. His first round was a loss with 300 points. You don't see that very often. And then round 3, we ended up going into a more traditional style team using the copycat pog to copy a bunch of local powers and basically double down on all your support powers. So really cool seeing copycat get some use. And very similar rollout for myself. I like to go second, put them on the mines, put a defensive setup first, and then roll out. And this was the matchup I was worried about because there was a really big Juggernaut and Ulysses and some other major threats. And so when that Juggernaut came in, luckily he missed my very high damage defense values, because we've got 3 Perplexes spread across the team, ESD, that kind of thing. And so Juggernaut got into the team, wasn't able to one-shot anything, but he did do the 2 penetrating damage to everybody. And Captain America, this is why we put him on the team, was able to one-turn that Colossus. Between him and Harley, being able to, really burn him through those imperv clicks, and then I was just able to wail on him with Thor, take him all the way out of the game as fast as physically possible. After that, we were just on cleanup duty, and we were running the +1 longsword on Captain America, which gives him blades, and he's a 1x2, he's a little peanut base. So we were able to do a charge Ares bomb about halfway through the game and pick up 3 to 4 figures, which was super clutch and major in making sure we had the points to win that game. I think we went all the way to time, and we ended up winning by about 50 points or something very close, which is surprising because my team between Big Thor and my Prime is 200 out of 300 points. So they were doing a really good job of picking up all the support pieces and picking up the points they could. And then our final match was actually at the top table, and we were going against Dylan. There was a bit of a roll-off for placement, so Dylan and I weren't 1 and 2 at the time, but we just happened to be matched against each other at the very end, and we had a really good game. A few clutch moments, and he ended up taking it down. So out of all the testing, Big Thor never dropped once, and at the actual tournament, more than one person was able to kill him the first time, let him revive, and then kill him again, all within the same game. So huge props to everybody for playing. It was so much fun, so much fun. I was, of course, nervous before we went, but I'm so glad we did because it was just a blast, and people just love to play. But the overall standings, you can check it on HC Units if you want to. I might put up a list of it because I don't quite remember what position I got, believe it or not. But Dylan ended up taking first place overall. I think he only dropped 1 game. Wade ended up picking up second overall. Same thing. I think he only dropped 1 game, and it was his very first one. And then I think I ended up coming in as 5th, maybe 6th. I'll put up the HC unit so you guys can see it, but it was a blast. And if you get a chance to go to even just your locals, you should definitely go because people are just excited to see you out there. And people just love playing, especially if you're playing a favorite character or, a gimmick strategy that people haven't seen before. It's just so much fun to sit there and go through it. And there are a bunch of great guys down there. So I'm going to leave it here. If you enjoyed this vlog, I don't know if this is the style of video that I'm going to do very often. It's definitely not my forte, but I enjoy it. This has been super fun to edit, and I hope you guys enjoy it. We're coming to you very soon with some silver gameplay footage, a new series with me and Dylan. That's going to be a blast, and it's taken me a while to edit it. We filmed it a while ago, actually, but it's coming to you as soon as I can, and I hope you guys are excited for it because I know we are. But thank you so much. Thank you to the guys in Lethbridge. Thank you to the guys up in Edmonton that helped us test for it. Dylan for driving, of course. I mean, that's rarely fun. And I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching. Drop me a like, subscribe, whatever you like. The Heroclix content's going to keep coming, and I'm going to try to keep it as varied as I can. keep it fun and interesting to watch. Thank you so much.